Hello, this is Kate, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And today I'm using the Osho Zen Tarot cards. And let's start with the first card here. And let's see what the week has in store. Okay, so we've got Two of Clouds, which is called schizophrenia. And if you look closely, you can see that it's a picture of a man kind of torn between two sort of cliffs, and he's holding on and he's looking down. And I see this card as being very representative of having to make a choice and feeling like you're trying to choose between two or more things and feeling like you're at that place of being kind of stuck and not knowing which path to take. And it's almost like you're thinking that when one door opens and you take it, another door or several doors close. So there's always that feeling of closing doors when you choose one thing and having to let things go. So, you know, that saying that you can have it all isn't always true. So whenever you do make a choice or take a particular path, there's always the things that you give up and experiences that you don't have because of your choices. So I think that's kind of what's going on here with this card. So I see that as being a bit of a theme for this week, is that ability to choose. And because the figure in the card, he's above the clouds and he's looking down, so that to me says that he has perspective, and you know, he's not in the clouds, he's above the clouds. So he does have that ability to think rationally and clearly on his side. So, and I see the person in this card as representing, as being representative of us. So know that you do have that ability to look at things clearly and make good, solid choices and decisions, even though it sometimes feels kind of hard. And I also see this card as being kind of a battle between two different things. And I think sometimes within ourselves we might feel divided, and we might feel that we have kind of two characters within ourselves. So we might have strong feelings to do one thing, but then another part of ourselves might feel a different way. So I think this week is all about finding a way to bring those parts of ourselves together so that they can work in harmony and not be in conflict, because they don't have to be in conflict. And it's all about kind of acknowledging and accepting the different pieces of ourselves, so that we can become more whole and get rid of that feeling of inner conflict or just inner uneasiness, the uneasiness that comes with having two kind of opposing feelings or opinions within ourselves. Okay, so moving on to the next card. And this one's an exciting one. It's called New Vision. And this card has a really clear theme of ascension, of spiritual ascension. It's a very spiritual card, and it's all about kind of reaching upwards and evolving and growing and using your experiences to evolve and go higher. And if you look closely, there's a figure crawling on the bottom of the card, and she's kind of covered in roots. And then that person kind of morphs into this other guy who's more leaves and then feathers. And so I think this is all about kind of honoring where we've come from and how far we've come. So if you look at yourself and your life, you know that you're not the same person now that you were a couple years ago, or even maybe 2 weeks ago or 2 days ago. So just honoring that change that's gone on in your life and how much you actually have grown and learned and transformed over the last few years. And I think this card also speaks to the frustrations that some of us, especially people who are kind of into spiritual things and into maybe ascension and becoming more spiritually aware, might find it kind of frustrating when those people that are very close to you in your life aren't that way, or they maybe don't have any spiritual interests, or they seem like they're very unhappy and perhaps closed-minded and not willing to open up and grow. And I think that there's a lot of, this can be a very frustrating feeling to have. And I think this card is just reminding us to really kind of just love and accept those people, you know, how they are and for where they are, and not to wish that they were any different than they are. And also to know that these people aren't dragging you down in any way, so don't, you know, you don't want to hold them responsible in any way for dragging you down. And just by being around them and being yourself and letting your, you know, your higher vibration vibrate at the frequency that it was meant to, you're helping those people. You don't have to say anything to them. You don't have to get them to do anything or change the way they think. You're being, just by being who you are and being around those people, is just very powerful. And it may not seem like you're having an effect, and it might not feel productive, but in actual fact, a lot of stuff's happening kind of behind the scenes that you can't really see, and you actually are having a really powerful effect in other people's lives just by being yourself and not demanding anything of them, and just letting yourself be who you are. Yeah, so that's what I see this card is representing this week. So that will be one kind of challenge that we'll be faced with, and one realization that we want to take into consideration going into the next week. And the next card is going with the flow. And this card is just really all about kind of relaxing and chilling out, and paying attention to points situations where you feel like you're just really in the flow of things. So when you're feeling in the flow, you know, you're feeling like everything's kind of working out, you're feeling good, you're feeling relaxed, you're enjoying yourself, and you're not having to push or try too hard to make things happen. So it's that experience of things kind of unfolding and happening without us really trying too hard. And it's not about laziness or not doing anything, but any effort or energy that we do expend is so aligned with our purpose and aligned with the surrounding energies that has such a deep effect. So when you aren't pushing against something, your energy actually has a chance to really make a difference. I don't know if I'm making sense here or not, but I'm just trying to think how I can better explain this card. I guess if you notice yourself pushing against anything this week or trying too hard, you know that you're not in the flow. So you want to kind of align yourself with feelings, with activities and people that make you feel calm, relaxed, and just really good. Yeah, so that's kind of an oversimplification of this card, I think, but I think this week is all about just really relaxing. So not really trying too hard to do anything, but just being okay with being yourself, and yeah, just chilling out and relaxing and trusting too. I think this card also has a lot to do with that ability to let go and the ability to trust. So letting go of things, letting go of that need to control things or to do things perfectly, and just establishing a real sense of trust in the flow of life, and that opportunities and experiences are going to kind of drift towards you when you're ready for them and when the time is right. And you don't have to try too hard to make things work out. Okay, so an exciting week ahead of us, I think. We've got choices, decisions, maybe letting go. And actually these two cards both have a real theme of letting go. So letting go of something, whether it's actually like, letting go of a person or a job, or just letting go of that need to control things and to have things work out according to our plan. And then with New Vision, we've got that, spiritual ascension is something that we're all kind of going through, but this is just a reminder that really you don't have to do anything this week. I think the important message is just to be yourself and to focus on feeling good and just doing things that make you really happy, and just feeling good and letting yourself vibrate at that high frequency that feels so wonderful. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found the reading helpful. My name is Kate, and see you next week.